beef going on right now between Jaylen Brown and Stephen A. Smith. And things seemed cool for a couple weeks until Jaylen Brown went to France and basically said ESPN as well as Stephen A. were some janky motherfuckers.
Leader behind that was ESPN. ESPN is unethical, and Stephen A. Smith is the head face of that. But, you know, the organization, the players, they were all in agreement. They all knew what I meant by that. Our team was basically salary dumps.
Getting on my last damn nerves, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, he's so full of shit I want to throw up. Suddenly, we're unethical because we're telling you how your comments came across. One of your asses in France. You can't deal with the heat here in America and justify the way that you've acted since you got bounced out of the playoffs. Nobody's done anything to you, Jaylen Brown. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I shouldn't even be upset because this should be an indication to you about how small people can become. I'm unethical. I'm the leader. ESPN, the entire network. With all the love the network shows you, we're all unethical and I'm the leader. I didn't know you would come across as that soft, bro. You want to talk about accountability and all of that other stuff? Fine, dog. You're welcome to come on the show. I keep talking about that dungeon you in. I'll show you what a studio's supposed to look like. I got one. You want to talk shit about me? You want to question my ethics or whatever? Name the time and place, bro. You name the time, not the place. We gonna do it on my set, because I ain't coming to that dungeon. I'll be waiting. See you when I see you.
Good Lord.
If what Brown said ain't true, why you hot, man? That sound like he mad.
Yeah, so
I ain't coming to that dungeon.
Come on, sit. You gonna come to my set? Look, that's the hardest I ever heard Stephen A. That said, he coming to that dungeon. You come to my set. That's why you over there in France. You can't be over here in America. God. That's hot, bro.
Friends are caught a whole stray.
God.
Damn.
Yeah. So basically, it started, of course, with Jaylen Brown saying not that it was a good season, but it was his favorite year. He said this was his favorite year as a Boston Celtic.
And this group is a special group. I'm so proud of this group and the way we played. I wish we trusted that style of play a little bit more, but I know playoffs kind of shifted our rotations and what we wanted to do. But I'm so proud, and it was my favorite year of my basketball career.
Not the year he won the championship with Tatum, but this year was his favorite year. Probably because Tatum was hurt.
Why you got to play more?
I know it's good and all, but that sounds kind of weird considering.
Nope. See, if people want to keep it real, right?
Yes.
When Tatum got his Achilles torn in playoffs,
yeah.
Everybody expect this year, like he said, everybody missed the quote. What he said was, this is supposed to be a sell-off year, meaning
salary dump,
meaning we just supposed to be floating and shit. And the fact that his game and the team corralled around his game and he kept this team, he put this team on his back and they got as high as the number 2 seed, even though the Knicks end up winning. Mm-hmm. As a player, yes, he took pride in this season because everybody had already said because Tatum went down, don't worry about them contending next season. Mm-hmm. So him as a black man, even though Tatum black, what people not understanding is you gotta look at Brown's background. His grandfather is in his ear, so you know his grandfather teaches him all what's going on. And he took it personal, and it's colorism. You got Tatum, light-skinned, fair-skinned, soft-spoken, you know what I'm saying, company man. Jaylen Brown, he don't toe the line. He's outspoken.
I do think calling the entire ESPN unethical is kind of insane because one thing, and this is what I always say, even in my space, the players don't say nothing when you praising them 95% of the time. But the minute you have a 5% criticism, they want to act like it's the end of the world, like you can't say nothing about what they got going on. And if I'm Stephen A., I ain't kissing nobody's ass. Like, I'm just not. I'm not kissing no player ass, bro. It's not happening. At the end of the day, like I said, Jaylen Brown does have a point because he's entitled to what his favorite season is. Facts. Nobody can tell him what his favorite season is, but he's not entitled to how the public feels about him saying that.
You feel what I'm saying? Because this beef between him and Stephen A goes back to when they went to the play the Olympics, not the Olympics, the World Championship basketball. Mm-hmm. And reason why Brown didn't make the squad when they won the chip.
Oh yeah, when he said he was unmarketable.
Right, exactly. He was unmarketable and stuff like that. It started then, so then it came from there. So Brown took all that shit personal. So when this season was supposed to be a supposedly salary dump season, he like, nah, we got this shit. And when he was able to put the team on his back, and about time Tatum came back in, everybody like, oh, now they about to get a chance to win it. Then what happened? He got hurt because he rushed to hurry up and come back. Mm-hmm. And that flow, they was up 3-1. If people want to keep it real, that fucked up the flow of the whole damn series.
Like, I said exactly how I felt. I said it felt like death. Like that's what it felt like. To blow, like, it's like the Knicks, good team, but to blow 2 20-point leads, like how does that happen?
Because when Tatum came back, everybody went back to their original roles when they won the chip. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? But when they was winning throughout the season, when Tatum was hurt, everybody, all the other players picked up their game and they won. But that's the reason why he said this was his favorite season, because this was a salary dump season.
This is a classic example of throwing rocks and hiding your hands. I think people in the media have done for years is to think that players can't come back at them based on what they start. And I think Stephen A. Smith has been doing this for years, which is voicing his opinion. You made your opinion, but now we're in a landscape where Jaylen Brown can now voice his opinion. We supposed to all respect your opinion based on what you say about other players. And it's supposed to be, that's it. I said what I said. Now Jaylen Brown says something back. Now he's attacking you. How? You threw the rock first.
I agree with you now that you've kind of explained it a little bit more thoroughly. But do you think there's a part where Jaylen Brown is being a little bit overly sensitive to the media?
Nah, because again, the thing what I just explained is he's outspoken and he wear his blackness on his chest. And anytime black people speak about their blackness or they wear it on their chest, white people, companies cringe at that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where the unmarketable comes in at.
But Stephen A. works for ESPN. ESPN is controlled by Disney. Stephen A. doesn't choose the topics. Somebody chooses them for him. You know, his willingness has made him extremely valuable to these companies. But, you know, a lot of these companies and corporations, they meet 4 times a year and talk about amongst various industries how they can socially engineer and influence our minds, right, through the technology that they can control without us really even paying attention and even noticing it.
So again, he took it personal because they were saying that because Tatum was hurt, they was not going to be good. And he just showed everybody, he was 3rd in the MVP voting. He just showed everybody like, nah, even though Tatum is our teammate and shit like that, we still was good. Y'all didn't have faith because he was down. That's why. So yeah, I don't think as an MVP, a champion, and the most valuable player of the finals, I would have took that shit personal.
To me, I can say what the I want.
Yes, and now you leave room for other people's interpretation. He said on his platform, this is my favorite season.
And did he explain why?
I haven't heard a reason why. So when you just said it just now, I thought the same thing. Best and favorite.
What'd you think?
Because you was the man. We got a championship over here.
What other interpretation do you need? This was my favorite season because we went from here all the way here, and I led us, and we almost got to where we needed to go.
What he said was justifiable, even though everybody was like, "Well, y'all had a 3-1 lead." Yeah, that's true, but y'all didn't even think we was going to even be here. That's the whole point. So the fact that we here and we lost the 3-1 lead, y'all didn't even think we was gonna be here.
Come on, Jaylen Brown, speak your truth. Speak your truth, my guy. You know what I meant by that comments when I'm saying this is the best season. And my team and my organization, they knew what the fuck I meant because This team wasn't expected to do shit this year without Jason Tatum, without Drew Holiday. We had to trade Kristaps Porzingis. We lost Horford. This is a whole different team. And what we had to go through to be the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference when nobody picked us to do shit. And I was the leader of that.
I don't think maybe Jaylen Brown is being overly sensitive.
No, he ain't being overly sensitive. That man standing on business. Everybody try to everybody said, yo, you won the finals like that was something to sneeze at.
Well, I think Stephen A has put a mark on Jaylen Brown's back.
He did.
Since that team
USA. Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, like I said, Stephen A, you know what he's doing. He's playing both sides of the fence. And even though some of the things are maybe true, but they're giving him money to say that shit, because most of them couldn't come out and say that shit, because if so, they would be accused of being racism. That's the difference. So if you got somebody black saying it, right, that gives them leeway to come in and do whatever sneak diss or whatever pushback they trying to do to them. That's the whole thing. So when you got black people that's coming up speaking some of what white people will say, they don't want to say it out loud. They're paying them to say that shit. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly what he's doing. So you kind of like, hey, nigga, checking my pockets. You speaking for them, they don't want to say it. So they paying you to say it, and because you saying it, you basically checking my pockets. I would have an issue with that.
Stephen A. Smith is not your rich political cousin. He's your rich uncle telling you to stop asking for dinner. One thing that gets on my nerves is when somebody is loud, arrogant, and convinced that they're smarter than everybody in the room because they were handed a bigger microphone. And all that does is convince them that they're a genius. Stephen A. Smith, I'm talking to you. Sports commentary is one thing, but somewhere along the way, this man decided he was the spokesman for the working class people of America. Since when? Stephen A. Smith is not living like the rest of us. He's sitting in a penthouse trying to explain life in a basement. And if you watch him long enough, you're gonna notice a pattern. He's gonna both sides things all day long. But when it comes to talking about conservatism, you're not gonna get him to dig too deep there.
I feel like this. Jaylen Brown also has to understand, because of the contract he received, that very giant lucrative contract, there is going to be a target on his back and a extra spotlight on him from the media. I think had he not gotten that contract and complained about Team USA, I don't think Stephen A would have gone after him the way he did.
Right.
I just think the criticism and the spotlight comes from Jaylen Brown being such a superstar athlete on his team.
Remember, they've been before when Danny Ainge drafted Brown and Tatum. Early in their careers, they was going to the conference finals, and people don't understand that shit. These been going to the conference. They've been knocking on they got to the finals, and that's when they lost to Golden State. You know what I'm saying? It's shit like that. So they've been doing their thing, and what everybody been saying, y'all need to break up Brown and Tatum. And when everybody talking about breaking up Brown and Tatum, the first person they talking about shipping is him. So if I'm a player and I think he was top 10. He was a top 10 draft pick. If I've been producing in a tough market, because the Boston, New York, LA market, them ain't no soft ass markets. You can't go up in there bullshit. So the fact you come up in there and every time the season doesn't go well, even though y'all been experiencing success from early on to y'all career and shit like that, and every time trade come up, your name is the first person get brought up. Your name is always being the one shopped around, not Tatum. And then on top of that, you come in, the series when they won the chip, he's the reason why they won it. Tatum had a bad series. He was shooting bad that whole series. That's why he got a Finals MVP. So now he got hurt. So yeah, he's not sensitive.
Yeah.